Oh.
Okay. Now, is my voice is fine now? And am I audible properly, Varun?
Yes, ma'am, you are properly audible, but just as I mentioned that the voice quality was better earlier. I just mentioned it because if it's getting recorded, so I feel it should be up to par.
Wait,
But it's all right now.
no, wait. Let me do one thing. Let me remove this Bluetooth device if it's working fine. All right, let's check that.
Am I audible now, students?
Yes, ma'am,
Is it
it's good
better
now.
than the Bluetooth?
Yes, ma'am, it's better
Great,
now.
great. Then let's start now. All right, so it was a slight technical glitch. No worries, it's okay. Okay, today again also we will discuss some very important points of placement preparation. So yesterday we had a session regarding interview preparation, right? So there we have discussed about all the things that you will have to keep in mind about the interview, right? So today's session will be like we will discuss about the other interview rounds as well. Okay, when Ritik recently interacted with you, he told you he was discussing about troubleshooting also. And there, some students ask about what is troubleshooting guide and all that stuff. So today I will also discuss about that. I will give you a idea about that, though that is not part of communication skill, but there are certain things that you should always follow when you are when you have technique troubleshooting question in the technical interview round. I'll tell you some things. But before that, I will discuss about your project. Now, not definitely, I will not discuss anything technical, but certain things I would like to help you with. Okay. See, one thing you need to understand that what are the matters, what will be the main subjects of the discussions, of the interaction in the technical interview, right? So let's understand that first. So, if I say that you are a student of computer science engineering, BTech computer science engineering, and this is about a technical profile, right? Different company deal with the different services and products, and you have a different job role that they are offering to you. So whatever, but then there will be few subjects which will be common to discuss about your skills, your achievement, right? So one major thing, one major subject of the technical interview round is your project. So I will guide you about that. Okay, this will be very helpful. Okay, so I will share the document as well. I prepared one Word document for you people for that. All right, let me show you this one first. Okay, so this document I prepared about project management interview questions. All right, so I'm not going to read these questions. I will share this later and you can go through the questions. These are some questions I fetched after discussing with my senior students, like the students from the previous batches, that what type of questions usually they ask about a project. Now, if you remember, yesterday when I was conducting a session on interview preparation, so there I told you about one information, that there are two very major sources of the questions of your interview. Now definitely I've already suggested that do not expect them to ask you only 15, 20 odd interview questions. They will ask you lot of questions from the different sources. Now two major sources of the questions of interview, be it HR round or technical. First one is your resume, right? A lot of questions they will ask you from your resume. And when they will ask you questions from your resume or generic questions, you will give answer, and they will ask you more major questions from your answer itself, right? So I'll tell you about that. So, what they will do, they will see your projects that you will mention in your resume, and they will start asking questions to you. The one very common questions is interviewers ask that, please describe your project. Okay, you mentioned this project. Please describe this one. Or will you please tell me about one of your best project? Right. So I noticed one thing that when you answer, I also ask you this question, though that's not a part of HR, but I told you, do not expect that this questions only will be asked in HR round, or this questions will be only asked in technical. They can ask you anything. They can ask you about your technical skills in HR. They can ask you about your extracurricular in technical interview round. That's their wish. So now when I ask this question, honestly speaking, I haven't received any satisfactory answer. There is a reason for that. Yes, if it's about the description, you're doing it great. But are you following the proper, protocol, how you supposed to describe your project in the interview? So no, I'll tell you guys, always remember, presentation is very very important. Okay, if you are even giving your best effort, putting your best effort in any work, but if your presentation is not great, that will not be really very acceptable. Okay, we call it, don't judge the book by its cover, but in the real world we actually see what's look really good in terms of presentation. That's definitely that work have lot of weightage in terms of lot of extra points and brownie points in that, right? So it is very important. If you have brilliant project, which is great. If you have mentioned about your brilliant project in the resume, that is again great. But most importantly, how you are presenting, representing your resume, your project in the technical interview round. The major discussion will be around your project, because this is that one area where at least interviewers will get to know about your, what to say, your execution of your knowledge. Now you say, I am good in Java, I am good in C++, I'm good in PHP. All right, great. Everybody probably have theoretical knowledge, but how do I know you can implement them, you can execute them in your work? So the best way to do is, there are two best examples, or best two things to see that you can execute what you have learned. Number one is your project, and second is your internship, right? So there you had to execute your work, what you have learned. So, when they will ask you, please describe this project, whenever you have this, you will surely will have it. Always follow this process to describe it. It will be really a good presentation when you are describing about your best project. Always start with the name of the project. Mention the name of your project. Okay, so you will have to say that, sir, I would like to tell you, I have done many projects. See guys, one thing you have to understand. Okay, I'll quote an example. I probably quote this example before as well. So last year, when we were preparing batch 2021 for placement, so I took an interview of one student. When I saw his resume, he's one of the brilliant student, had lot of achievements, beats SIH, different competitions and all, lot of experiences and achievements, right? Now I also knew about him because he's our student. So when I asked this question to this student, that tell me about your achievement, he only gave answer in 2 lines. So see, it is definitely never ever be possible that you have so much of achievement but you are binding up them in 2 sentences. It means you are not telling them properly. Always remember, if you are shy or hesitant to say about yourself in the interview, they have other no other sources to know you. They will have to reject you, or they will have to select you based on your answer, right? So don't feel that, okay, it is probably saying a lot about me. It's great if you have lot of things to say about yourself. I must say it's great. They will surely will hire you. You have lot of things to say about. Don't feel hesitant to and don't have this mentality, oh no, they will think that I'm saying too much. You achieved it, you supposed to say why did you achieve that? Why did you participate in the technical events? Why did you participate in the quiz contest? That you want a great placement. You are preparing through those process of preparation. So you will have to say, all right. So when you will describing your project, first start with a name. So you mentioned that you have done other projects as well, but you are mentioning one of the best, right? So sir, I would like to tell you first about the name of this one of the best project, and the name of my best project is ABC XYZ, whatever the name that you kept, that should be similar with your information in the resume. Then team size, number of team members. So, sir, it was a project of 3 members, 5 members. Now, many one of you have done individual project. What is individual project? The project you have handled alone. Whenever student have individual project and they say that, many interviewers, they ask one question, okay, to check your confidence. So they ask that, why did you do individual project? I saw the resume of some previous candidates give interview to me and they have done a group project. I believe group project is great, isn't it? I mean, you have a chance and probability and experience to work with a team. So why even you worked alone? I mean, why you skipped that experience of team building? So see, I'll tell you. If you remember, 2 slides I will remind you that I, used, of that PPT that I used yesterday for that session. So objection. If you remember that slide, I've already shared that PPT. You can go through them again. So objection. I'll tell you. Here, I would like to pause this discussion about the project and want to tell you something very important about the interview. See, students, one thing, one major mistake people do in the interview, that to have some expectation, emotional expectation from the interviewer. See, you have to understand one thing, to create anger, to create hate, to create love, to create anything, everybody needs a certain time with that person, right? You cannot develop an emotion, okay, I'll tell you. You see somebody and you are instantly angry. So you don't have that emotion. You have no reason to get angry. Always ask yourself, do I even have a reason to hate that person or love that person? So basically, that instincts in you, that you feel very angry, that is your personality. So you will have to change that. Okay, you get agitated with everything, so that is your negative personality trait that you will have to silently work upon that, right? We always should have a reason of that emotion, right? So that person who is taking your interview, that person do not even know you that much that can create certain emotion about you. Now many students say that, ma'am, you know what, my interview was very tough because that person no didn't like me, that person I'm sure didn't like my performance. See, you have to, yes, that's probably a right thing, that they didn't like your performance, but they didn't like me or like me, that's too early to give that certificate of emotion. That person do not even know you, he's a stranger. For them, you and the other candidates are same before the interview. After interview, they will make a perception and the decision about you, rejected or selected. So everything is depends on how you perform in the interview. They cannot have like liking or any kind of different emotion for you, because why they will do that? Okay, they don't even have time for that. They just want to know you as a candidate. Okay, so if they are being tough with you in the interview, if they are being little strict with you in the interview, that is just a process of interview, nothing personal. Always go ahead with this mindset, nothing personal. If my interviewer is doing this, that's because of that is a part of interview. It means my job role needs me to be tough enough to handle this kind of situation. The interviews is all about to giving you the situation which you will have to face in future in that offered job role, right? So they have to see tomorrow what will happen. You will be working in a company, clients probably will say, oh, this is the project, this is not great. You will have your justification to advocate your project. You will be an advocate of your work, that how you will have to justify. Okay, so jo the advocates, the lawyer in the courtroom, they don't fight, they always fight for their case. They don't fight with each other, they fight for their case. So you will have to understand, you will always have to advocate your point. Don't have this kind of don't have this kind of emotional expectation from them. They don't know you, they can't have it. They are human being, maybe a nice human being, but they cannot have this kind of emotion things, emotional expectation. You should not have emotional expectation from them, right? So if they're being tough, ask Kritik. You have now his contact number. Is you can approach to him, ask Kritik. His interview was very tough in Nutanix. He almost told me that, ma'am, I don't know what will be the result, but he got placed. Suyash from batch 2020, the interviewer literally kept his resume back on the table and told him, this is not right, I do not want to hire you. And by that time, they know that this student already lost his moral. Okay, confidence all gone. Now this is the time I to identify. See, if I ask you, are you confident? Are you confident about yourself? Instantly you will say yes. Why you will say no? But if I keep you on the situation, if I keep you in the situation, that time I will really get to know through the test that yes, you are confident. Not only saying would help them to get convinced. They also want to see what you are saying, that is right or wrong. And that's the right way to see, is that keeping you in the situation, asking you those questions to give you that kind of pressure that you probably either lose your confidence or will maintain your confidence and give your best, right? That's so they will ask you, why didn't you do a team project? That can, so what you will remember: no rudeness, no retaliation, no agitation. I will be so always remember, go with this clean mindset. Everything is for interview, they're selecting me. And have the calculation, if they're asking you tough question, so you are one step close to the selection process. Be your best when they are being more tough. Be even more nice, be even more humble, be even more confident when they're asking you tough questions. So what is the right answer for this? Sir, I didn't want it to do a team project. They would never say that to them. So the right answer is that you can always say that, sir, it is always a matured call to utilize the resource properly. Sir, it was not a very big project, though it was my favorite project, but it was not that big project. So this project did not require many people. So that's the reason I have handled this project alone. So if you can see my other project, there also I have worked with team, and this project was a small project. That's the reason I have done it alone. That's a smart answer, right answer, genuine answer, right? And if even if you do not have any other group project, you can say, sir, that I love working in a team. Mention that as well, that I love working in a team. I coordinated many events. I worked with my classmates in the different events and different programs. Say about those. This is again, wherever you get an opportunity to speak extra about you, say. Don't feel hesitant. Don't feel conservative or shy. Go ahead and say. All right. So you can give this answer. Okay. You can frame it according to you. Your role in the project. So your role in the project: coder, developer, support engineer, programmer. Always say what was your designation in this particular project. Okay, team leader also you can add, but don't say team leader for individual project. Okay, there you don't have team. All right. Next is your responsibilities in the project. Now I cannot only say I was a developer. As a developer, what I had to do, as a coder, what I had to do in the project. Okay, so what were my responsibilities in the project? Okay, so point wise responsibilities in the project, everything you did, all tasks of yours, and you were responsible for. Okay, I had to look after this database, this is the research part and all. So you will have to sit and prepare your question answers now if you want to have the great best answers in the interview. Then the point is technologies and advanced technologies you used in the project. Name all technologies you used to this project. Do not say short forms. This is I mentioned in the PI as well, that do not use AI, ML, IoT. Always use full forms for interview because that's professional. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things. Always use the full forms of the technology and advanced technology. Description of your project point wise. So it was a project about vehicle tracking system. So the point, so this is now they, if they want to know more about this, so they will ask you more. Okay guys, I I just remember one thing, that one question they always ask, when you described your project done, so they ask you this question, so prepare this answer, that all right, so you're a student of BTech Computer Science Engineering of this college, right? And you have done this project as a student of this college with a very limited resources. uh, think about the situation. You are our employee, so suppose it's a interview of Microsoft, so you are an employee of Microsoft, okay? So you are working in the on the same project with a bigger team, with a bigger experienced team, with more infrastructure on a big platform. Tell me how and what are the things you will implement in these things. Okay. Now I cannot really much help you with the technical stuff here, but you can always, okay, if you remember yesterday I told you one thing, you should make the conversation much more interactive with the interviewer. Okay, don't unnecessarily ask questions, but always interact. One suggestion to all of you, always sit for an interview with a pen and paper. Okay, so you can always, this is what I've suggested to my batch 2021 and 2020 as well, that always sit with a pen and paper and ask them, sir, great, I mean it sounds even great, show your excitement about that. All right, so I am an employee of your company, that is Microsoft. Well, my dream company. Show your excitement about the job as well whenever you get a chance. That's they will be able. These are the things that will help them to glue you, like, connect with you better, right? So what you can do, you can say that, sir, so as a student of this college, I have used this many technologies with this number of people in this project. Can you please suggest me that what are the extra things I can get from Microsoft? You are basically indulging him with the conversation. If you can just tell me about the specific extra things we can have or the better version of this technology, I can actually explain the project in a better way. See, I'll tell you something. You will always see uh, the best trainer or best teacher or the best describer or project presenter always use this diagram there in the technical stuff. Okay, so let me tell you, and this whiteboard, right, stuff like you're explaining that diagram, that easily connect that people with that explanation. So you can always can I give you an exclusive suggestion? You can keep a pen and paper and you can have the whiteboard available, but before using them always seek for permission. Sir, I can explain better to you, so will you allow me to use this? I'll tell you, this is another opportunity to showcase how good engineer you are, and you have all that proper explanation, so you can be a really, these are the strategy to impress them, convince them better, rather saying you can draw it or you can write it down. Will you allow me to use it, sir? With your permission, can I use it? Always ask for permission. All right, so sir, I will write it down, what extra we will and what bigger team we can have here, and then see it. This is case study. I'll tell you. So I said it to the student as well, that you probably think all companies conduct GD, and only few companies conduct case study. If you remember, when I conducted session about case study, I told you case study and GD are two different things. Don't relate it together. They're not same. Group discussion is discussion, case study is study analysis. Okay, so you will, this is case, so they can give you cases in interviews as well, they will give you. So 100% companies also give cases as well. So this is case. Okay, tell me, this is actually a case. You have done this project, I'm giving you better things. And so what better things? You will always collect your information. Sir, will you please help me with some informations? All right, so I would like to ask you, that will help them to get convinced with you. They know that you are following proper presentation methods, and you are so good in doing that. In future, if you will be working with them, you are able to connect with people easily. So these are the strategies. If you're comfortable, go ahead with that. Okay, and this will, you will see instant expression of your interviewer if you will do this. Use pen and paper or use this digital whiteboard on the screen. That will be help them. So what you are doing, they can easily see that. that will be great, you know. So utilize, I mean, do this kind of strategies to impress them even better. So practice this as well. All right. And so you can explain, you can have the information. And one more thing, see, students, they are working in that particular company, so they are so much familiar and accustomed to hear that name. I am working in Amazon, I am working in Nutanix, I am working in Amazon, Microsoft, VMware. So they are very accustomed to say this. Now you have to behave like them. So you do not say I want to be a part of IT company or top notch MNC. You should rather say I want to be, suppose I'm working in Microsoft, say their company's name much more times, that they can relate, they can connect with you more. When you use that familiar words and, you know, name of something that they do, they will, you know, how we connect everyone to go and being familiar with them. That's called how we connect with my interviewer. And your conversation with your interviewer will be very, very interactive, and they will enjoy that. Okay, so this is my suggestion. So this is the way you're supposed to describe your project. Some tips: prepare minimum 3 projects details in a, okay, so ensure that you are, okay, ensure that 3 similar projects details to be mentioned in resume, which will prepare for interview. Now you have 3 project details in resume, but when they ask you question, you are describing something else. That is not right, because this is an expectation of an interviewer, that you are giving the best information in your resume and giving that as an answer as well. So please ensure. So suppose they say, tell me about one of your best project, always first pick up the number 1 project in the resume, another project, then number 2. So these 3 projects you have to prepare in this detailed way. They will not, I don't think so they will have more discussion more than 3 projects. So 3 projects would be sufficient. So prepare this detailed way. And information should be 100% similar and accurate in between the project details mentioned in resumes and describing an interview. So I hope this will be helpful. Just to help you guys, I prepared this one and I will share this one as well. Okay, do this will be helpful. Now I want to talk to you about that troubleshooting part, because I promised you, so I will discuss. So I have this information because of that IT company. I'll tell you. So students, you will have to understand one thing. They want to see that what procedure you follow more than that answer you are giving in the troubleshooting question. They want to see the procedure, you know, you are following. So more than an answer, you will have to be attentive and focused and best about the procedure that you're following to answer this troubleshooting question. Now I'll tell you, I'll quote an example here. Suppose you are working in Samsung, okay, and suppose you are into that, you are in that department who handle customers query, for an example. So one of your lead customer call you and say, suppose I'm the person who is picking up the call, I'm an engineer. So Urmila, you know what, I just, you know, facing so much of problem with this phone, this is troubling me, and I don't know what happens. I mean, so the first question, sir, may I know exactly what is the problem? So, you know, my internet is not working, I did everything, switched off, switched on, but it is not working, so I want your help, what is this? So this can be a query, or my Bluetooth device is not working, anything. See, students, one thing you have to understand about this type of query. One, customer can be absolutely right, or second, that can be an assumption of a customer where they don't have a big problem but a small, but they do not know how to fix it. So that's where they create an assumption that this is the complete phone is damaged. You don't know because you are not there physically available, in person available. I'll tell you something. You will have the, all companies always have the complete database of the customers, that which phone, that model number they are using, everything. So you will ask for his details, that sir, may I know your details, this contact number and all. Do this as well, they want to see that what process that you are following. All right. So, sir, will you please confirm the uh, model number, that phone that you're using? So now, why this question? See, some majority time, 99% time, companies do have a accurate data of the customer, but there is a chance is 1% that customer recently purchased a phone and there's something that you don't have that updated information in your database. So just to confirm, just to ensure you are giving the right service, so you always confirm that's oh, this one, all right. Now you will have to say that, sir, I want to see first exactly what happened to your phone to help you out. All right. You cannot say, sir, are you gone mad? You do not know that this is not the problem. You cannot be like that rude and unprofessional with the customer. You will always be nice and humble and professional. So even you know that problem probably not exist in reality, but still you will have to show that you're helping, that the person can understand the process that you are following to help him or her, right? So sir, I would like to request you that will you please click on the option called settings in your phone. Now you will have the customer who will say click instantly. You will also have a customer who will say where is settings button, like where is this option. So you will have to explain as well. There is a sign of like this tool, you will have to click on that. Okay, now sir, go to this option. Can you see this one? Yes, I can see. Please click in that. Okay, this one. All right. So sir, this is the thing. So now I hope this is working. Now if that thing is not working, so that means they have a real genuine problem. So you can refer that to a concerned department, which is a further technical department, or you can resolve it if it's in your hand. So basically, what I just did, we call it a probing. What is probing? Probing is basically asking relatable questions to identify and detect the real problem happen. Okay, and troubleshooting is incomplete without probing. Probing means I am asking some relevant questions to you to understand exactly what is the bug, okay, what is the problem, what is the glitch. Okay, so you may even resolve this problem with this probing part itself, troubleshooting part itself. All right. So, like Ritik told you, Bluetooth device and connectivity, one system to another, they can give you. So, one suggestion here to all of you, when you are going for a particular company and you know they ask a troubleshooting question, so how you will have to prepare, do Google about troubleshooting question of Microsoft. Don't check for a random troubleshooting question, because companies do ask troubleshooting questions based on their products and services. If they have a certain product, they will ask you questions about that only. They will relate that with the troubleshooting part. Now, here I have one more suggestion about troubleshooting. Think out loud. Do not try to handle the troubleshooting question, troubleshooting portion silently. Okay, you have to connect him or her with you. So, whatever process you want to follow as an engineer of their company, you will be vocal about that. So, what is going in mind, that is come out from your mouth as well as. So, sir, as an employee, again you will have to tell that you are an employee of this organization. So sir, as an employee of your organization, Microsoft, and I'm a support engineer, whatever the designation they say. So I am, having this query or the problem, concern of the client. This is the one and I have to handle it. Be vocal, say more, much more you want can say. All right. So sir, I first would like to tell you the process I will follow, and then I'll explain in details to you. Okay, so sir, first of all, I will do probing. Use these terms, let them know you know exactly what you people do. I know exactly what you people do. As a fresher, I know what you people do, how you have, how you handle this situation. They will be more happy and impressed. So you will have to say, I will have to do probing. I will have to ask you some questions. The customers, some relatable questions. Even you can say those questions also. So sir, I will ask this question, that questions, that question, and all. Okay, so this is now, then you tell them the three situations. So sir, after discussing, after asking this question, and based on the answers of the customer, I have three situations. Either they don't have this problem they're thinking, or they really have this problem, or this is the situation. Probably two situations you have, hypothetical situation for this concern, right? And then you give resolutions, solutions, that this is how I'll handle if this is a scenario one situation. I will handle this if it is scenario two situation. This is how you're supposed to answer the troubleshooting questions of the interview. All right. So this is what you will have to do. So this is not much. You basically trying to know, identify the problem, bug. In IT company, we call it bug, glitch. These are the terms ITs use. So you should use this kind of terms. Rather saying problem, you can say bug, an IT bug, or glitch. You can use this kind of terms if you're comfortable. Else you can use problem. Problem is not incorrect is not incorrect English. But if you think you can have a better vocabs, you can go ahead and use it, because that will be not like difficult technical language for them, because they're experienced engineers of that company only. So this is how you handle the troubleshooting part. Now, anyone have any question for me? See, do not ask me about C++ programming, ma'am, ye batao, because I am not expert in that. So I give you a, you know, I discussed with you about this because I used to train that people of IT companies. So there we used to prepare how they should interact with a client regarding this thing. Now, do you have any question regarding this troubleshooting that you want to ask? Generic one, I can help you with. If I'll see that if I have the answer with me. Anyone? All right, so you understood. All you have to do is you have to prepare them. You will have to prepare, and you will get a content from TPP department as well, right? So that's all. And quickly, I will tell you something about case study, about group discussion, though you all are highly expert now in group discussion and case study. Okay, so I also plan 2 case study sessions today. All right, please join on time. And students, like I told you, I will keep on calling you for GDPI case studies. I do not want you to stop doing practice, because that is important. All right, so please ensure to attend them. So students, if you remember, uh, we had this case study content. We already have it with you on LMS, but still I will share this again today. See, first of all, the first thing you will have to keep in mind about case study, we already have a session, you're attending case study sessions, that the analysis always grab all informations for you to resolve that case. First, to identify, is there any information is incomplete in the case? Sometimes just to test your observation, that do you even understand that this information is missing in this case? They will tell you, okay, they will give you an incomplete case. You will first have to understand, but that's not always happen. Majorly they will give you the complete case. That is your identification there. I mean, how you are identifying them and observing them. All right, so steps that you will have to analyze it. The more deep and analysis you will do about the case, the more better you will get to know the loophole and the problem, that what to say, like the core of the concern you will able to identify. All right, always explain your point of view, your analysis. Here also, I provided some sample cases. I just want to say this thing, right? If you remember, I explained this to you. For a company like VMware, ZS Associate. So this company will give you this kind of cases with this kind of diagram. So if you will have a pie chart, okay, especially for ZS Associate, you will have this kind of data in your case study round. So suppose this is the pie chart, how to analyze and do the analysis of the data. So you will always look for this index. In this index, we have the color. We'll have always get to know which color to see for this particular thing. All right, they always indicate the colors. Now if they ask you, can you please tell me about the African American percentage in that, you will, what this color, this is green. So I am seeing here and see the percentage of that to fetch the data of African American. Okay, so you will, I mean, this is just a random picture from a Google, but they will give you a real data to work. So you will have all that information. So similarly, this is pillars, that there you also will have this color index. See, and this is just an image, but in the real data, you will have percentage. If they will ask you, what is the source of this pie chart and this pillar, Excel is a source of this kind of pie chart and this pillars. We first put a formula in the Excel, we then have the data and then convert that data into the pie chart. So this is how we prepare. So if they will ask you, you will have questions with you. About the GD also, nothing to discuss more, because you are actually very much expert now in GD. But what I want to tell you is that please ensure that you are relevant Don't have a lengthy sentences in the GD. If you are concluding, always add this line: it was a wonderful discussion with all my co-participants. So now this is the time for the conclusion. It was indeed a great discussion on this topic, and then conclude. And if you're initiating, good afternoon everyone. My name is Urmila Sharma. Today we are here to discuss on the topic impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy. So this is how you start. Co-participants, we will not name them. Be humble. Don't snatch other chances unnecessarily, but grab your chance as well. Speak relevant, have good point of view, had great and right informations as well. All right. I think that's all. Okay, we will have more sessions. Okay, you will have C2B very soon, campus to boardroom. So attend all the sessions there as well. We'll have company specific good session out there. I hope this session was helpful. Do you have any question for me, anyone? If you want to ask me anything, any doubts of yours? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. I have four queries. Should I ask them one by one or should I ask them all in one go?
One by one would be better. Yeah.
Ma'am, it's regarding the resume where we are mentioning the project. If in case we have a website or a web application, should we include its link in the resume?
I suggest yes. Okay. See, honestly, Varun, I will be very honest to you. The right person to know this answer is your technical trainer. But as I recall some of my students' resume of the previous batches, they did mention that. Okay, so I remember because I had to check the grammatical error and stuff. So there I saw that yes, they did mention that. Okay, according to me, you supposed to mention, but still I have a suggestion. Talk to your academic faculty member and technical trainer of TPP regarding this. They are the right, what they say now, follow that. They will give you the right suggestion, but according to me, you're supposed to have it.
All right, ma'am. And
Okay.
ma'am, the next thing I want to ask, when we are asked to demonstrate the project, that we are to present the project, in case we have an application or a web application or a mobile application, should we actually share our screen and show them how it works?
No. Listen. Okay, Varun, let me tell you this thing. Okay, again, I will say first about the technical part. You will have to discuss with the technical faculty member. But about the sharing screen, see, people will understand or connect with your answer more when you can actually give the demo or presenting than on the screen. That's always have the different level of impact. But if there is something that not what we call confidential, but I do not think there is something that is confidential when you are giving interview, because you will have to share everything with the interviewer, right? So I believe yes, you're supposed to do that. That will be impactful. Just see, the more you are showing the demo now, so that will more help them to get connect with your answer. But still, again, as this is a code technical thing, always ask your technical trainer. But according to me, you are able to get more connected with the people when you actually share your screen and showing what you are doing, because they believe in navigation, they believe in execution. So that will help them to connect in that through, for that perspective.
All right, ma'am. And ma'am, my third question was also regarding technical stuff. So
But
I
I
think,
see, I'll tell you, whatever things I know about the, behavior and all that stuff, I'll help you, whatever I know. But if it's about the code technical stuff, see, you have other expert people. So you should always seek for their discussion in that, right? So you tell me that, ask me, see if I know anything, I'll answer you.
ma'am, as you mentioned that we should not go for short forms in the resume at
Right.
any point. But ma'am, while we are mentioning the technology, if we have a website or a web application, we have HTML and CSS, which is like the amenity of any website. So it has to be included in the website at any cost, as far as
Right.
I'm knowledgeable. So, ma'am, if we are writing, should we even write those terms in the technology part? And second thing, if we are writing them, should we simply say HTML and CSS instead of using their full
You can
names?
use it because I think HTML and CSS, that much I know that people are very much aware of. But when you are explaining that in the answer, then explain the full forms, because though we know they know, but still it will be a great explanation to them. But for resume, yes, where you can actually précis them, I mean, where you can have the concise information, you should go ahead with. You can mention HTML and CSS, because unnecessarily, if you will start writing the full form of everything, that probably will take a lot of spaces, and it will end up, you will end up having 3 to 4 pages of resume, which is also not correct. So it's okay. I think you can go ahead with that.
All right, ma'am. And ma'am, could you please brief about the protocol that we need to follow while presenting the project?
Okay. So that the same thing which I just told you at the beginning of this lecture.
Yes, ma'am, but in brief, the steps that we need to follow.
All right, no issues. In brief, so basically, my purpose to prepare this one is basically that you know how to explain. So I already told you in detail, so as you told me to tell you in brief, so basically first things you should remember, that you should always explain those projects that you have mentioned in the resume. So if they tell you the one project, the number one project, then the second project, then this number two project, this is what you will have to see. And your information, okay, the information between your answer and the resume have to be accurate, like 100% similar, right? Always discuss this way: name of the project first, that the name of my project is this, team size 3 4, or individual project. Why individual project? Because this project only required like one person, this was a small project, but my favorite project. Mention that. Your role in the project: you are a developer, you are a coder, support engineer, programmer, team leader, you will have to mention that. Then as that, in that role, what were your responsibilities? So as a coder, I had to do this, I was doing this, so you will have to say that. So about the technologies that I told you that you will have to mention the core technologies and advanced technologies that you have used in the project, and description point by that bullets that you mention in the resume, similar you are describing in the end. So that is, and they can ask you that if you have a bigger platform in our company, so you will always ask that what you can add. Sir, these are the things I have added in this project as a student. Now will you please tell me that what are the extra resources I can have, that I can tell you that how can we make this project on a bigger platform. So this is what you will have to say. Okay, Varun?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for. Thank you so
I'll,
much,
I'll
ma'am.
share this document. This is what I have prepared. Honestly speaking, I don't see this is my subject or not. If I have knowledge about certain things, I try to help you out. And fortunately, as you are a student of computer science and I have an experience of an IT, so that's where I try to help you. And I will discuss a lot of strategies regarding interviews during the C2B program as well. And I'll try to plan some good sessions before your placements. Though placement already started, some more session that will have an effective, performance in the interview. And I know you all will do great. Okay, and if anyone want to join okay, the case which I will give today in the case study session, that will be completely based for the that will be corely for the computer science students. Okay, so that's how I planned the case. Okay, that will be very helpful. After the case study, I will share that case in the group, but participating in that will be great. If you want to join, anybody, you can drop me a message and you can join in that case, because this will help you for your technical interview, the case which I will give today, and that will be helpful for your technical interview as well. So that will be great. I mean, you will have the great experience out of that case study session, that I can say. All right, so that's all from my side today. That's all, and God bless you all. All the best for your exams, and attend all webinars and guest lectures that your department will plan. This will be very helpful, students. Okay, so have a great day. Good luck, and do great in life. I want all of you to get placed. And whenever you have doubt, always remember, I'm one call, one message away. The session would be okay. Okay, sure, I'll do that. I'll sure. That what I tell you. So that's why I kept in my mind that I'll have to discuss about the troubleshooting, because I promised them. So don't worry. You will have all my support for your placement, and I'm ensuring you all of you will get placed in a very good company. You are very talented, very potential people. You will surely get placed in a very good company. I will conduct a session. That's my promise to you, all of you, right? And that will help you the bestest way to get placed in the very good company. Okay. Let's say IT experience help you for your placement. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. God bless you all. Okay. So take care of yourself. That's all from my side. I hope you like the session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, guys. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Beta. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Varun, for writing this. Thank you so much.